Hi, it's John Terry, the Black Belt Leader, and welcome to another Black Belt Leadership Master Your Life podcast. In this particular episode, I want to talk about how you become number one and stay that way. Who doesn't want to be number one in the world at what they do? It's difficult to get there, but once you get there, it's even harder to stay there. So, we're going to talk about what it takes to get there and then to stay there once you arrive. So, I want to open with a little bit of a quiz. What do Rafael Nadal, Dustin Johnson, Lionel Messi, and Bruce Lee all have in common? Now, each and every one of these individuals have been ranked number one in their particular sport in the world: tennis, golf, soccer, and martial arts, respectively. Now, when we think about becoming number one, what's required? Well, countless hours perfecting your craft, the mental, physical, and emotional training that goes along with it. Of course, the diet, the cardio, and the strength training, not to mention the strength and flexibility training you have to do as well. And of course, there's those all important mental skills: concentration and focus, and actually visualizing success before it happens. Now, there was an interesting study that was done recently, and they were asking Olympians and other world class athletes the secret to their success, the secret to becoming world class in who they are and what they do, essentially becoming number one and being able to stay in that top tier status. They were asked if it was their talent, and they said no. They were asked if it was their ability, and they said no. So the big question is, what was the one thing that they found that led to their ability to get to number one and stay there? Almost every single one of the individuals that were polled said it was their coach. It was that unique individual that spoke into their life, that saw potential in them that maybe that individual didn't see in themselves, but was able to pull potential out of them in a way that allowed them to accomplish what before, in their mind, had been impossible. Now, here's what several of the individuals had to say. Of all the things a coach or a trainer does for an elite athlete, it's this: they continually push them to go higher, faster, longer, stronger, and never settle for the status quo. They tweak, they massage, they fine tune, and they help hone the mental, physical, and emotional skills of these world class athletes to a razor's edge. They push them to the point that they can't go any farther, and then they get them to take one step more, only to realize there's still another step yet to take. At the end of the day, what came out of this study was the fact that these individuals said their personal coaches held them accountable to continually pursuing a lifestyle of excellence. Well, now, those of you that know me as the Black Belt Leader know that I'm a two-time Martial Arts Hall of Fame inductee. I understand that. I understand the push for excellence, because in the martial arts, it is a journey. There is no finish line. When you earned your black belt, you have essentially been deemed a serious student, and the real training only just begins. I'm going to be celebrating my 50th year in the martial arts coming up in just 2 more years, and I'm continually learning, training, and growing as a martial arts professional and as a black belt leader in life. Now, one of the things I learned early on when it came to coaching and training and working in a variety of different avenues, including what I do now for a living, is that you can only teach others to the level that you've been trained. You can't teach others what you don't know. If you're a fourth degree black belt, you can't teach an individual sixth, seventh, and eighth degree techniques and strategies and principles, because you have not yet learned those. If you're not yet world class at who you are and what you do, you can only teach people to the level of your training. You have a lid in your skill set, and that's the training to which you have been made available to. And as you think into your training, the only way you can become a better version of yourself and help those that you're leading become better versions of themselves is to continue to keep training. Now, whether we're thinking about a golfer or a soccer player or a tennis professional, as we think into those individuals, it's important to remember one thing. What is that one thing? It was good coaching that got them to number one status. But the one thing that's going to keep them there, again, going back to the world-class athletes and the Olympians that we've had an opportunity to talk with, and they said the very same thing. Good coaching is what got them there. And they also said good coaching, and some even said great coaching is what keeps them number one. But interestingly enough, coaching is not just for the world class athlete. As we look at what's going on in the world today, here's what we're seeing. The top CEOs in the country, the top sales professionals in the country, the top entrepreneurs that are starting businesses that are scaling to 6, 7, and 8 figures overnight are leaning into coaching, and they understand that to get their mindset right, to get their systems and processes in place, to get their sales to the level they want them to go, there are areas within their business that they need a coach, they need a mentor, they need a guide to help them get to that world-class professional level that they seek. And once they get there, they want to stay there. So the question for you is, why do people like that hire a coach? Well, these top CEOs, these top sales professionals, these world-class entrepreneurs that are making a difference around the world, they look to a coach to hone their craft, to strengthen their skills, to improve in the area of their weaknesses, or help them staff in those areas so that they don't have to improve in those areas themselves. They utilize a coach to continually be investing in their personal growth because they understand if they're not growing personally, they cannot be growing professionally. And another reason that they hire a coach is they want to stay number one in their chosen field of expertise. So who better to help them do that than a world-class professional coach that is highly skilled, highly trained, and has the authority, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the experience to help these top CEOs, these top sales professionals, these top entrepreneurs see success. So let's bring this down to where you are today. Why do you need a coach? Why should you, in whatever field of study, whatever field of work, whatever field of practice or life that you find yourself in, why do you need a coach? Well, number one, it's accountability. You need someone that's going to keep you on track and keep you moving forward. Number two, you need a coach because you need to be continually growing personally. Your business and the quality of life it affords you. One of my mentors tells me often, he says, John, your business and the quality of life that it affords you cannot outperform the quality of thinking that you bring to it. Now, that's a powerful statement. And one of my favorite quotes from Ray Kroc, who was the brain trust behind the global expansion of the McDonald's empire, is this: as long as you're green, you're growing. But once you're ripe, you start to rot. Now, you may be an engineer, you may be an architect, you may be a business owner, you may be a dentist or a chiropractor. Whatever it is that you do, nobody wants to work with a rotten version of who you are. But if you're not growing, you're not daily becoming a better version of the person you were the day before, at some point you're going to begin to rot. That's why accountability and personal growth are so important. And the third reason you need a coach is commitment. You need someone to make sure that you're going to do what needs to be done to help you continue to be moving forward, even when it's not fun or exciting. Now, I want to introduce you to Twyla Tharp. Twyla Tharp was one of the greatest choreographers in history and one of the best dancers to ever live. Here you see her pictured as she appeared with the President of the United States. Now, Twyla has had the same personal trainer for 27 years. Now, I want you to think about that for just a minute. Here is the greatest choreographer alive today, Twyla Tharp, one of the best dancers to have ever lived and ever performed on the stage. Yet for 27 years, she's had the very same coach. Now, why would she have the same coach for 27 years? Here's what Twyla says: that trainer is not teaching me anything new. Marshall Goldsmith, a friend in the coaching industry, says this, that what Twyla is utilizing this trainer for one reason. That trainer is making sure that Twyla does what she knows she's supposed to be doing. Now think about that. The trainer that she's working with, her coach, isn't teaching her to do anything she doesn't already know how to do. He's just making sure she does what she knows she's supposed to be doing and reminding her on a consistent and regular basis to keep striving to do it better. That's why in her 70s, she still amazes audiences when she has an opportunity to be on the stage. So my question to you is this: Do you want to be world class at who you are and what you do? If that's the case, if you truly want to be a black belt leader in life and to pursue whatever it is you are pursuing as your passion and your calling with black belt excellence, you need to do one thing. You need to hire a coach. Now, if you truly want to be world class, here's a question that you got to answer. Why should anyone else be willing to invest in you or follow you if you're not willing to invest in yourself, to grow yourself and become a better version of yourself? Why would anyone hire you if you're not willing to continually becoming a better version of who you are and what you do? So my question for you is this: how much are you willing to invest in yourself to become all that you can be? If you're in the pursuit of black belt excellence as a black belt leader in life, you understand the journey never ends. As long as you're green, you're growing. But once you're ripe, you start to rot. If you don't have a coach, you need one. If you're not sure where to find our coach, you can reach out and have a conversation with us, and we'll let you know if we can help you, or if not, we can make a referment to another coach that may specialize in the particular area of coaching that you need. Now, how do you do that? You can contact us at beablackbeltleader.com. You can reach there and you can find out all the tools and resources we bring to the table. You can connect with us and engage in some of our online coaching, some of our on-demand training that's there, or you can schedule us for one-on-one or group coaching for yourself or your organization. While you're there, let me also encourage you to visit our Contact Us page and follow us on social media, where on a regular and consistent basis, we're sharing tips, tools, and resources just like this to give you the opportunity to keep growing yourself, to keep becoming better, to keep pursuing black belt excellence as a way of life. Because once you start down that path, the journey never ends. Hey, I'm John Terry, the Black Belt Leader, and I want to say thank you for joining me for this Black Belt Leadership Master Your Life podcast. Keep growing, keep learning. If you don't have a coach, let's have a conversation about what that might look like for you and how working with a coach can truly help you discover, develop, and deploy the Black Belt Leader within.